Thank you, Dean Bacchus, for that wonderful introduction. You know, last night I decided to go to the gym, and I gave my mom a call when I was at the gym because did you really work out if you didn't tell someone that you worked out? So I'm on the phone with my mom, and she tells me, you know, Ishaan, are you excited for tomorrow to graduate? And I say, yeah, I'm excited, but I'm also a little nervous. And she goes, well, why are you nervous? Aren't you just shaking some hands, taking some photos, saying some thank yous, and getting your diploma? And I go, well, that's a little reductive, Mom, but yeah, sure. But now as I stand behind this podium, I have come to the realization of something. I forgot to tell my family that I was giving this speech today. So, shout out to the Chatterjees, because they have no idea what is going on right now. And with that, good morning, fellow students, family, friends, faculty, and a special good morning to the University of Miami graduating class of 2022. We made it! My name is Ishaan Chatterjee, and it is my distinct honor to be addressing you all today. Now, these past few years have been nothing short of crazy. And by crazy, I mean Kanye crazy. I mean Will Smith at the Oscars crazy. It is said that we've experienced a decade's worth of events over the span of maybe 2 years. The year 2020 alone will have its own chapter in history textbooks, and the memes that y'all have made will be included. Call that a digital footprint. It amazes me as I reminisce upon when we were innocent freshmen, taking our very first steps onto campus, blissfully unaware of just how vicious the campus ducks can be. And then all of a sudden, having our entire student lifestyles flipped upside down as we entered a worldwide pandemic. I feel as though our college experience at the University of Miami has been unlike any other, that both past and future generations just can't compare, but we've talked about this. I'm sure many of us have written countless emails, including something along the lines of hoping you remain happy and healthy during these uncertain and unprecedented times. It's just poetry. All I know is that when I have kids, I will not let them complain about a single thing school-related. You know how our parents used to tell us they walked through the freezing tundras and scorching deserts to go to school? Well, we wore masks so long, we do not even recognize people without them. I once introduced myself to someone I sat next to in class for an entire semester because I did not recognize them without a mask. I know there's some people in the audience today looking at me going, who is this kid speaking right now? But if I put my hand up like this, I'd be like, oh, it's Ishaan from chemistry. Would you look at that? But, you know, during quarantine, I once watched my parents disinfect an entire watermelon. We don't even eat the outsides of watermelons. So to this sweet hypothetical child of mine, respectfully, put on your stupid backpack and go to school. But, you know, I suppose that's what college has been for us, adaptation and improvisation. Over these past few years, a lot has changed, and yet here we all sit, ready to take on this next phase of our lives, almost as if we didn't experience a decade's worth of events. We're optimistic, happy even, and that's beautiful because it shows this inherent resilience that despite all odds, we still come together. That's what our time at the U has shown us. In spite of all of our differences, and now these past few years have put us on different paths, help us explore our unique identities and communities, we shall share this fundamental commonality, this fierce sense of pride. We are proud to be Hurricanes. And don't get me wrong, these past few years have other distinct highlights as well. We got our basketball teams absolutely killing it this year. We got Spider-Man No Way Home and the Batman in the same year. Come on. And we all collectively watched Euphoria Season 2 together. We have coped with and overcome our challenges with humor and love, two key virtues that make our generation distinct. We are hard workers, never shying away from pulling all-nighters to study for an exam. In fact, some of us will go the extra mile and make a TikTok about it. But if there's one thing that we have learned during our time here at UM, it is to take pride in who we are. Whether it was on the basketball court, in the classroom, or at Hard Rock Stadium cheering as loud as we can until we lost our voices, Canes are always the loudest and proudest group of people, and you can always count on that. Now, thank you. I'd like to end this speech with a little story about how much my education means to me, in hopes that at least one person in the audience here today can relate. I am proud to be an Indian American student at this university, the son of 2 immigrants from India. And my grandfather, on my dad's side, came from quite a humble background. You see, as a kid, he used to live on the streets of India with his mother. He was the type of child that when we go and donate our used clothes at those donation centers, he would likely be on the receiving end of that. Now, he couldn't afford to go to school, so he used to sit outside the village school building and listen in on the teacher's lessons every day, until one day, the teacher stepped outside to smoke a cigarette and noticed my grandfather sitting on the steps. The teacher looked at him and said, "Hey, what are you doing out here? Get back inside." The teacher had mistaken my grandfather for a student skipping class. And my grandfather would have not known this at the time, but the moment he got in that school building and sat down, he began a long academic journey that would eventually pave the way for him to attend college, my parents to attend college, and would eventually lead to the opportunity for his grandson to give this speech and graduate from the University of Miami today. So I'd like to dedicate this speech not only to my late grandfather and late grandmother on my mom's side, but to anyone else who has had to fight for an education, whether it is underprivileged youth in war-torn and impoverished nations such as Ukraine, first-generation college students, immigrant families, even those who had to take organic chemistry too. Shout out to Juliet for getting me through that one. Wherever and whomever you represent and identify with, we hear you and see you, and we must not and will not take this opportunity for granted. Thank you to the University of Miami for taking a chance on me, and to every person in this room, I wish you all the best of luck in your future endeavors. You will all do amazing, and as always, go Canes. Thank you very much.